So if you're someone who leads meetings at work, you have undoubtedly seen this happen. The same few people speak first, speak most often, and suddenly the group starts treating their opinions and ideas as gospel. The loudest voice wins, not because it communicates the best idea, but because it's the one that takes up the most airspace. This is a meeting facilitation problem. And it's also an inclusive leadership problem because you want the best thinking in the room, not just the fastest. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 simple meeting facilitation moves you can use in your very next meeting to hear better ideas, make stronger decisions, and surface the kind of strengths that often get missed without putting anyone on the spot. I'm Stacy Chazen, founder of the I Factor, and I help quiet professionals unlock their influence, impact, and income by leaning into the strengths they already have. Today, we're going to talk about what leaders and teammates can do to make sure quieter strengths actually get used. So here's the leadership shift. Contribution and volume are not the same thing. Some of the most valuable strengths on a team show up as clarity, pattern spotting, calm judgment, risk sensing, and thoughtful framing. Those are performance levers. They're just quieter. So let's make it easier for those strengths to show up in the room. Move number 1 is to change the first question you ask. Most leaders start with any thoughts or reactions, and that usually rewards the fastest talkers, who in most cases are extroverts. So instead, start with a question that invites thinking, not competing. Try one of these. What's the real problem we're solving today? What's one thing we should be careful not to miss? Or what trade-off do we need to name? Then, and this is the key, pause. Give people 10 seconds. It will feel long, but that's okay. You're creating space for reflection and discernment. And here's an optional upgrade. Say to the room, take 60 seconds and jot down your answer. Then we'll hear a few perspectives. That tiny reset changes who speaks and what you hear. Move number 2 for you. Name what you're looking for. Quieter contributors often hold back because they're not sure what kind of input is wanted. So tell them. Use a line like, I'd love input from different angles, risks, trade-offs, and what success needs to look like. Or say, I'm not only looking for ideas, I'm also looking for what we might be missing. When you name the lanes, risk, clarity, outcomes, you make it easier for different approaches to work to contribute. And if one person is dominating, you can reset calmly. Say something like, hold that thought, I want to hear 2 other perspectives before we decide. That's not awkward. That's you doing your job as the leader or meeting facilitator. And move number 3, make it safe to contribute without performing. Some people think best out loud. Others, like introverts, like myself, think best and then speak. If your meeting only rewards the first style, you'll miss out on valuable information, perspectives, and ideas. So build in one low-pressure channel for input. So if you're on a Zoom call, invite people to drop their top point into the chat. Or say to the group, if you'd rather not jump in live, send me your recommendation after. 1 paragraph is perfect. Or you can say, message me your biggest concern or strongest support for what we're talking about today. Then close with a simple prompt that reinforces strengths-based contribution. You can ask, what helped us move forward today, and who made that easier? When you do this, you're training the team to notice contribution, not just the typical volume and confidence that extroverts are more likely to project. All right, so here's your quick recap. Here are your 3 meeting facilitation moves. 1, change the first question so that thinking beats speed. 2, name what you're looking for so different strengths have a lane. And 3, create a low-pressure way to contribute so the best thinking doesn't get lost. Want a way to put all this to work and test it out? So here's your introvert power practice for this week. At your next meeting, use move number 1 exactly like this. Open with, What's one thing we should be careful not to miss? Then pause for 10 seconds before anyone answers. And then after the meeting, jot down, did we hear something we wouldn't have heard otherwise? And who contributed differently once there was space? That's how you get better thinking in the room without more noise. If you try this, tell me in the comments which move you used and what changed. And if you want more practical strengths-based tools for leading and communicating, especially in ways that don't drain your energy, subscribe and I'll keep these coming. Until next week, power on.